Hey, what's up? I'm Sam Ryder and I'm here at Dark Horse recording just outside Nashville in Franklin, Tennessee. And I'm gonna walk you through my song, Oh OK. The song was written myself, Steve Mack and Camille, and produced by Steve Mack and myself and mixed by Spike. I remember writing this song in London with Camille and Steve, incredibly jet lagged. And I think we did 2 songs that day. The first song, I'm not gonna lie, but none of us are ever gonna hear that. But it was good to just get the ideas flowing. And then we stumbled on this one in the last 30 minutes of the session because Camille and myself were meant to go to this event for Formula One at the O2. So we were like clock watching the whole day, being like, we've got to get ready. And I left it to the last possible second, like getting ready in the toilets at Steve Mack's studio, like putting on some decent clothes to go and see this wicked event where they were showing all the new Formula One cars. So much of what I'm about to show you is totally run and gun, like just trying to catch lightning in a bottle as and when the sort of ideas are falling. And yeah, I love when songs come together this way. I actually looked through my phone before setting up to do this, and I only have one voice memo, which is about 20 seconds long, of this song, the writing process, which is mad. Usually my phone's like full. So yeah, a good sign, because basically all the ideas didn't even have a chance to make it to voice notes. They went straight on to wax, basically. Right, so before we dig in, let's talk about this console, because it's a special one. This is a Trident 80 series, but it's been modded to like the edge of existence by Bud Wyatt. He basically has ripped out all of the pre's and added API transformers. The monitoring section, that totally went to make room for more channel strips. So it's kind of like the Millennium Falcon when Han Solo is just like tearing bits out to make it faster and better, and I love it. It's sick. Supertramp had a bunch of stuff go through this board. Jack Harlow, Shawn Mendes, Kings of Leon, all been working in this room recently. So yeah, lots of magic. Right, cool. So the drums, they're just like solid sounding, pretty tight in the pocket. And I wanted to like take an idea from Foster the People, where kind of halfway through the verse, like you can hear the room and the room comes to life, and that happens about now. Yeah, that snare just comes alive now. It feels great. You just feel like the space completely open up, and then big Motown moment. Just here. Yeah. And then we're into the chorus. And then the drums are way more aggressive. Yeah. Sick. So yeah, drums are super tight here, but it's only in the first verse and the intro that the drums are in this like tight kind of world. Once the room kind of, like gets added in, like here, it never goes back. It only gets kind of more aggressive and like in your face. And the percussion kind of glues things together a bit more. There's a really nice percussion moment actually in verse 2 that I really like. Added this last minute, which is kind of just adding width. Yeah. And then we get the Motown moment again. Right, so yeah, let's dig into some more percussion just for a little moment. So you got these little things that I sent over from my studio, which is giving it the width. All of Steve's stomps, tambourines, shakers, they're just creating a little bit of like, for me, there's like almost sounded like a whip there. It's like saloon vibes. Love that you can hear the cut off in the waveforms where it's looping. Super like gravelly shaker. Quite hypnotic actually when you're just listening to that. Sounds great, man. So yeah, the bass, I played like, this is me playing the most simple thing possible, because like I said, what I learned from Steve, in the best possible way, how can you catch a good idea and not let it insist upon itself? How can it just be as simple and but still magical? And it's so hard to do. So I listen to this bass and I'm like, why am I not kind of going outside the box a bit more? And there's kind of There's little licks and moments, but it's very kind of, it's just doing its job. And but it serves the song, and that's what it needed. And it doesn't kind of mess around with some saturation here and there. As like the song progresses, it gets more aggressive, similar to the drums. I think towards the end, yeah, you can hear that's like woofing way more now. Sick. So when you hear that, it's like the part, it's the saturation and the sound and the feel that's doing the heavy lifting for the bass rather than the part itself. And I love that. I think it's cool. And because it's played on a Stingray as well, you're getting that extra like meanness. They're rude sounding basses, man. All right, let's talk about some guitars. So again, when I went back to Steve's spot and recorded the bass, I also grabbed, I think it was a 335, something like semi-hollow body, to just do these, basically. This is going straight into a Kemper again, like not thinking about it, just getting sound. That's a wrong chord there. Right, so that's playing a minor chord, which it shouldn't be. That should be a major. But yeah, juice in the stew. And then these plucks on top, I recorded these at mine. These might be actually mixed with some of the ones I did at Steve's, actually. And we've got the stabs coming in. But these, again, this is just searching for transients. And just loop that so I can chat to you about it a bit. So this is recorded with a Hagstrom from the late 60s, an absolute piece of trash guitar at mine that I love. It's got so much character. This is running through it's going through a chroma console. I'm just trying to remember this channel strip. Yeah, I put it through a chroma console, which has got a bit of tremolo on it and just some like wow and flutter. And then it goes into a TG2 preamp, which is getting cooked. Goes into 1176, which I've like got at 20-1, just pinning it, and then smoothing whatever's left through an RS124, and then that's going through a Mag EQ, and then going back in. But it's getting a lot of kind of, yeah, a lot of treatment, but I think it catches a lot of atmosphere, man. And you hear like that compressor's bringing up so much background noise where I'm moving my hand around. Love it. But yeah, so attacky. Yeah, and so it just works with the bass. It's just, they're kind of locked. Bass every now and then will just go off and do a little thing, but really, they're just together, and those like pointy transients with the drums, they're just driving, man. It's so forward. Yeah, spiky as hell, love it. And then we've got some little atmospheric guitars, which I'm loving. This is something I don't know, when I was doing those guitars at mine, just a little lick that I played before, just warming up before getting into the part, but I really liked it. So I ran it through a Space Echo, just like all the way up. Basically, I love the spring reverb inside Space Echoes, and I use it on basically everything I record. In fact, those, yeah, how cool is that, man? Listen to the buzz coming up from the compressor. It's like fading in. That's so cool to me. Because the pickups on that guitar are just probably like the worst. Do you hear that? The worst of the worst. Love it though. Sounds so good. Like, I've got a really nice Fender Strat in my studio. I could never make it sound like that. This is the main hook of the song, which sounds so different in isolation. Because it's kind of like, I think it's a marimba from the Mellotron. Again, we were just catching things rapid here. But this is Steve completely like thinking of this, and it's such a bold move to me because it's so simple, and it literally sounds like, when it's in the track altogether, kind of sounds like if you turn a synthesizer on and like preset 1 come up, like the most default setting, sine wave thing, that you'd play. And it's a bold move to go with that sound, but it's so cool and it just gets in your head so much. Yeah, I think it's wicked, and I love it even more in isolation, actually. It's quite toppy, but there is some body being added by these vocals. So it just glues it together, brings it down into the track a bit more. Yeah, good luck getting that out of your head. Let's see where the keys go. There's some good moments here. There we go. Yeah. Tubular bells are a great shout. The cool thing is the tubular bells aren't just there for bants. Like, there's no crash cymbals in the song at all. So the tubular bells, for me, they have that attack and almost scene change. They provide that, which is so cool. Mellotron choirs. I'll show you later some vocals I built around that as well. And then here's some synths that I sent over. This is an OP1 coming now. It's simple, it's literally, that's it. It happens once in the whole song. And that's on the original OP1 with like the old Spring Reverb, which is janky as hell, but sounds so good to me. And my absolute favourite synth moment, this is a bit of a wild card, and I was ready for like Steve to phone me when I sent this over saying, what are you thinking, get this off of the song. But thankfully he didn't, and I love it because that is just War of the Worlds, Cowboys versus Aliens vibes here. It's so sick. Like, it just adds this high-end sparkle, adds a bit of sci-fi to it, and I think I don't know, just like Frontier Soul is so, like, that as an idea and that as a concept works together so well with that like sci-fi trippy Twin Peaks like nuance. So yeah, I'm stoked that's in. That's layered with a Moog as well, just like underneath, adding a little bit of extra low end for the very last outro hook. So these are the vocals here that I'm talking about that I built. How sick is that together, man? That's so cool. But yeah, I want to actually show you these BVs because this is one of my favourite moments. This is, for me, this is Frontier Soul completely when it plays. Here we go, yeah. So there's 60 vocals going on here of me just basically going, woo, like trying to sing in the back of my throat. Yeah, so sick. Again, another moment I thought I was going to get told off, sending over, I'm not even joking, right? Sending over 60 vocals the day that the song was due and booked to go to mastering is not the best way to make friends, but I don't know, I'm glad it's in there because it does something so cool to me. It actually builds upon an idea that I put down on the day that we wrote it in the studio, but it was so rushed because I just didn't. This is the original vocal stack that I built, but again, it goes to the wrong chord here. That's a minor. But I'm like rushing because I've never met Steve before and I'm trying to build a vocal stack and I'm like, I don't want to be taking up people's time. But yeah, so yeah, clashing wrong chords there, but who cares? Yeah, sick. I mean, strings, like, they're sick, but super simple. Yeah, they're just doing the Wild West thing. Not sure where they're coming from. I can't remember what Steve played those on, but they sound sick. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, dope. Let's listen to the lead vocal a bit. So this was recorded through a Telefunken 251. There's mad amounts of artifacts going on in the background of this performance. You hear all of that bleed. I don't think it's just headphone spill because, I mean, I have my headphones loud, but there's some mad stuff being picked up on this. It sounds so cool though. It's like mystery. I don't know how it's there, but I love it. And but just talking about the performance as well of the vocal, I've got to shout out Camille on this because listen to how it's sung. I never sing like this. Yeah, it's totally Camille's idea to sing in that direction. It's like playing a character, it's so cool. Helps the song. And then switches gear vocally into more like what I usually would do. But trying to be as blasé as possible with those lyrics. Alright, I think that's basically everything. Loved looking through these stems. I learned so much working with Camille and Steve. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. God bless. This has been OK, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.